Did that happen?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Whoa.
Hey guys, it's Carla. I'm here in the BA test kitchen this morning with Troye Sivan.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good.
Good. So we have 20 minutes to make chicken under a brick in a hurry, and we're going to see how well you can follow along with me through verbal instructions only.
Got it. Let's do it.
You have a good ear?
Yep.
Are you a great cook?
No.
Okay, cool. So we're going to turn around, and then it's just my voice to yours.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Here we go. First things first. So chicken under a brick, literally you need a brick, okay?
Yeah,
so,
I thought it was going to be like a brick of potatoes or something. I don't know.
No, this is a real, actual, physical brick. This is going to be touching the chicken, so we don't want the brick touching the chicken.
Got
so
you.
just go ahead and just wrap it up. You don't have to be crazy, but just get that foil all the way around it. All right, so take the tray with the chicken, and actually I want you to just pick the chicken up by its legs and move the chicken over to your cutting board.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're gonna butcher the chicken.
Okay.
Have you ever done this before?
Never.
Okay, so the thing with butchery is that you don't actually have to cut through any bones. You're gonna cut close to bones.
Okay.
So if you feel like you're struggling or you're up against a bone, your knife is in the wrong spot, all right?
Okay. Gotcha.
So first things first, I want you to take off the leg and the thigh. So starting with either leg, pick up the thin knife that says flexible at the bottom.
Yep.
And you want to make a cut basically between where the leg connects to the body. And make a thin cut, just cut through the skin right now, and you'll be able to kind of see what's going on.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and then rotate the chicken onto one hand and use your other hand to bend the leg back. It seems a little gnarly, and just pulling it back like you were opening up a book, and pull it back until there's a socket's gonna pop right out of the hip joint.
Oh, my God.
Did that happen?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Whoa. I did not expect that.
Okay. Are you all right?
I'm good, yeah.
Okay.
I've just never done that before.
All right, so now take the knife, and I want you to cut up sort of at the top of the thigh. You just work your way kind of around to one side of it, and that whole leg and thigh piece should come off in one piece. Is it still connected to the body?
Not anymore. I don't know
Okay.
if I did it right, but it's definitely separate.
Okay, cool. So then just set that leg and thigh piece off onto one of the rim sheet trays that has the parchment.
Yep.
How do you feel about going and trying the other leg?
I think I can do it now.
All right, awesome. Okay, so you've got that right where the drumstick connects to the body.
Yep.
Cutting through the skin to separate it.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And then roll your chicken so you can kind of pop that thigh bone out. So yeah, just bend it back like you're,
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Oh, my God.
Like you're breaking the spine of a book. It's kind of the same.
Found the spot.
All right, so then I went really fast, sorry. So then you're just like slicing along sort of where the thigh connects to the backbone.
Yep.
Through that joint, and that whole piece should come off. All right, so Troye, now you've got two leg quarters, basically. Pick up one of them and set it onto your cutting board skin side down.
Skin side down.
Yep.
Yep.
So the next thing we're going to do is we're actually going to remove both the drumstick and the thigh bone. So there's two bones here, and they're connected through a joint at the top of the drumstick.
Yep.
So what I'm going to have you do, first of all, do you see like where the socket, I know this was the part that was the grossest, but the top of that bone that's sticking out, if you run your finger along the chicken, you'll be able to feel under there where that thigh bone is. And you're gonna cut straight down into the flesh right on top of the bone, because what we wanna do is just cut the flesh away from the bone.
You're cutting along the bone.
Yeah, exactly. You wanna be as close to the bone as possible, and then using kind of short strokes, cut the flesh away, but just be careful, don't go all the way through the flesh, and we don't wanna puncture the skin. We just wanna kind of loosen.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Loosen the bone away from the flesh that surrounds it by making these like short little incisions. But just cut on the left and right side of the drumstick bone till you get as close to kind of the ankle as possible. Using a little back and forth motion, just going towards the bottom of the foot.
Okay.
And cutting away underneath it.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I feel like mine's really mutilated.
That's okay. The side that we're going to show in the end is going to be the skin.
Yes,
so that's
which
why
is
I'm
still
just
pretty
being
intact.
careful, not to mess with the skin. So now you should have this like V-shaped you should have a bone that's like the only place that it's really still attached now is at the top of the joint.
Yes.
And then kind of like turning it over and just using those small cuts again to cut around the joint until that leg is going to be free. It's really gross.
Are you cutting up now at the top where it connects to the thing?
Yeah, I'm kind of like cutting around where that joint was at the top.
Ooh.
Trimming around it, getting a little bit under it, and then at a certain
I popped something in there that bled.
Oh, okay.
Blood came out of it. Whoa.
Cool, you're really good at going through it now. We're
yeah.
putting you through the motions. All right, so do you feel like you have one
I have
piece
one boneless.
and your bone is gone?
Boneless
Get rid of
piece.
the bone. Fantastic. We're going to just flip this over. Let's just look at the skin side. It should be pretty intact and look like a giant
Yes.
cutlet.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Let's do a little hand wash real quick.
Okay, thank God.
Now that we have clean hands, we can take one of these kitchen towels, and you should have a bowl of salt and a pepper mill. So just good amount of salt and pepper on both sides. Make it rain. And then you can use your tongs if you don't want to touch the chicken again, which are in this little equipment bin, and use that to turn the chicken over to the flesh side.
And then wait, sorry, flip it over with...
Flip it over with the tongs that are in that bin.
Yes. I'm so starstruck by all of these tools because I watch this on YouTube every day.
So now turn your attention to this lovely cast iron pan. Let's try simmer. Find the little tablespoon measure that should be at the top of your station. Fill that up with from the squeeze bottle.
Okay.
And then that's going to go right into the pan.
Okay, it's in.
Okay, and then chicken's going to go in skin side down. And you're not...
Right now?
Right now. Oh yeah, we wait for no one. Okay, so then the next thing, remember the brick?
Yes.
All right.
Where did
so
I... Oh,
brick
got it. Yeah.
onto the foil, directly onto this chicken thigh.
Seriously?
Seriously. Chicken under a brick. And so this means this weight is going to be pressing down on the chicken the entire time that we're cooking.
Yes.
And it's going to help the skin stay in contact with the pan, which is going to make it get really crispy. And it's also pressing down, which is going to make it cook really quickly.
Yep.
So now grab your timer. There should be a little timer in front of you. And just hit the start button. All right, we got 10 minutes on the clock. So the next thing we're going to do is make a little thing that I'm deciding to call pesto verde.
Pesto what?
Pesto verde. It's like pesto and salsa verde had a baby.
Gotcha.
All right, so grab that mortar and pestle, the big gigantic stone thing.
Yep.
And then take that clove of garlic and just smack that garlic clove a few times until the skin splits. And then pop the skin off. I think it's a teaspoon of salt.
Yep.
Dump that on top. And Troy, how do you feel about anchovies?
I like them when they're in stuff that I can't taste them.
Okay, perfect. So then this is the perfect use of an anchovy. So there's a little bowl with one anchovy, and you can dump that into the mortar as well. The abrasiveness of the salt against the garlic with the pounding is just going to turn this whole thing into a paste, okay?
Okay.
So just like let it rip. You want to kind of a combination of pounding straight up and down, and then once in a while I like to take the pestle and kind of use it in a circular motion to kind of grind everything against the side.
I think mine's about as like smushed as it's gonna get.
I'm pretty smushed too. Okay, so the next thing that's gonna go in is this whole bowl of parsley. And we're gonna do the same thing, but it's never gonna get completely smooth.
Okay.
But it is gonna break down quite a bit.
This thing is so cool, this big smasher.
The pestle, I love them. So do you feel like your parsley's pretty broken down?
Yep.
Let's just put this to one side for a second. I want to slice the scallions with the greens all the way at your knife end.
Yep.
And just make one cut at the beginning just to even up all of the ends. And then if you can, keep your knife on a little bit of an angle. Doesn't really matter. But just thinly slice all the way through, and then just keep going down till you're in the pale green territory. So set those aside for a sec.
Okay.
Bring your mortar back onto your cutting board. Off of this tray, drop in those red chili flakes.
Into the thing?
Into the bowl.
Yep.
And then this mustard, which we might need the spatula to scrape the mustard in as well. And then that brown liquid is sherry vinegar. We're gonna add the little adorable measuring cup of olive oil. And just pour that right into the bowl as well. Oh, good. You love olive oil. Olive oil is good for everything. It's a great moisturizer.
Yes. Okay, we're in.
And get everybody to know each other.
Love that. Have you ever like wanted to make this and then had to make a trip to Home Depot for a brick?
I've used some odd things at home. If you have a heavy pan, you can put a layer of foil in between and just put a heavy pan on top.
Ah.
All right, so when you feel like that mixture's mixed,
Yeah.
go ahead and add all of the scallions.
Okay.
I'm gonna switch the spatula. I wanna keep them in their original shape.
In hindsight, I feel like my scallions are much too thick.
You know what? I feel like I don't have enough olive oil.
Okay.
So let's just give this a taste and then we can adjust. There should be a tasting spoon in that metal container.
Yep.
I personally feel like I want to loosen mine up, but I'm just going to give it a little taste for salt.
Wow.
Mmm.
Oh my god, yum.
It's very punchy and vinegary, right?
Yum, yeah. Wow,
just
and
gonna
spicy
be-
actually.
And a little bit spicy, but that vinegariness is going to be really good with the fatty chicken. It's chicken checking time. Ready? Grab that brick. If I look at it from the side, it's mostly cooked all the way through.
Yeah, I'd say the same. Maybe
All right.
mine's a little bit still underdone, but
A little underdone. All right,
Yeah.
so what we're going to do now, I want to turn the chicken over now onto the flesh side.
what are you doing with your brick? Like,
I know, so I'm holding it awkwardly in one hand.
same, but then how are you doing anything else?
I mean, we don't need you to, you're right, I'm going to put it down. I'm going to put it down.
Just put it down on the table?
Yeah. It's because I'm so ripped. I'm just like holding that brick and doing
Yes.
other stuff at the same time. So now carefully turn the chicken onto the flesh side.
Okay, it's a little...
Ooh, look at that color. Oh my God, he's gorgeous.
Okay,
And
wait,
we're
one
just
sec.
going to let it hang out while we clean up our station.
Yep.
And by then, I think it's...
Woo! It looks so good!
Right? All right, so using that slotted metal spatula,
Yep.
just lift the chicken up, and then you want to go right onto your plate.
Okay,
This is like the most beautiful boneless
3, 2,
cutlet I've
1.
ever seen. Okay, and now we're gonna put a little sauce on the plate, but be mindful, you just created this unbelievably beautiful golden brown skin surface, so we don't
Yeah.
wanna cover the whole thing up. So I'm just gonna put like a few spoonfuls of the sauce like around the chicken to start,
Okay.
you know?
Yes.
And some of the chicken juices are going to, as the chicken
Oh my
rests, like
God.
some of the juices are gonna come out and they're gonna mix in with the sauce.
So are you putting any of the sauce on the chicken or not really?
So yes, but I'm gonna do it kind of like off to one side. So if there's anything that you actually were like, ooh, that didn't come out as perfectly and you might wanna cover up, like I
Oh,
have a
shit.
paler golden brown area that I don't mind covering. So just like kind of going off one edge. Okay, great. So do you have your sauce and your chicken? Are you happy with how it looks?
Yeah.
Me too. Okay,
Yeah.
we're gonna turn around and I get to check out your chicken.
Okay.
All right, ready?
3,
2,
1.
1. Beauteous!
Wow. Why
Oh,
is
I
yours
love
so
how you-
big?
I get that a lot. Yours looks amazing.
Thank you.
The color is so beautiful.
I'm like a little bit upset at the
It's
shape.
more of a organic kind of a continent shape.
Yeah, I
and I
didn't-
went for more of just like a blanket,
Perfect, round,
a blanket
gorgeous.
shape.
Yeah.
But you should never apologize because if you cook chicken perfectly through with crispy skin, it doesn't matter what shape it is.
Yeah, fair enough.
And
you know
your
what I
sauce
did that
looks
you
good.
didn't do?
Tell me.
Was like a nice little...
I know. I
fading
heard
out.
you doing that. And see what I said about the juices like mingling with the sauce?
Yeah.
But also talking about crispity crunchities, this like outer
That's the part
guy,
that I wanna eat
that's
the
the
most,
guy.
actually,
Well,
yeah.
I'm gonna eat it, so.
Fair enough.
But that's the one you want.
Just make sure it's cooked before you eat it.
Totally cooked. 100%. For someone who had never cooked a chicken and then you butchered a chicken and cooked it perfectly,
Yep.
I'm impressed. Okay, so at the beginning I think you were at like solid beginner.
Yeah.
How do you feel now?
Intermediate.
Oh,
No, I'm
good.
kidding. I don't know. No, like slightly better beginner.
Oh, I think you've been through some stuff now.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna buy like a cast iron thing and
You
try
are.
it again.
Cast iron skillet, mortar and pestle. Make this anytime.
I still don't know what that is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep eating this chicken.
Cool.
Come back anytime.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for visiting.